Hey you guys, I love this crew right here. This is a very, very special group of people. We know you work hard. We know you love your business. We know you have goals. And that's why we love this group. And that's why we created it, because we wanted a safe space for all of us to just talk as leaders and learn as leaders and grow together. Before we get started, I am so curious. Does anybody in here have a brand new goal that they want to introduce if you are their sponsor?
I do. So I have Tiffany and Mindy. I don't know if Mindy's on yet. I know she was planning to. I'm just so proud. They're both.
Yay, Joanna.
Tiffany, you guys, she homeschools. She works on her parents' farm. Like, she does all the things, and yet her team exploded last month. And she's cool. So I'm just really proud.
I've got one. Rachel Allen is on here. She's a new gold. She is like halfway to senior gold, and she added 22 people to her team last month.
Wow, way to go.
Amazing.
I want to introduce Elaine Watkins and Melanie Galt. Both of them. Well, Elaine said no to me for 4 years because she got her nutrients from eating well and exercising. And here she is now, a gold ambassador. And then Melanie ghosted me. She came to me about the products. She signed up and took the products for about 0.2 seconds until her husband kept making fun of her and telling her that she was a part of some drug lord pyramid scheme. And then she just never talked to me for years. And then she came back to me in August and said, okay, I'm ready to do this. And she has been such a source of joy. So very excited for both of those girls.
Yes, we are recording. And yes, you did just say drug lord. So that's good. That's good. Welcome to Plexus, everyone. Anybody else have any new golds?
I have a new goal. Shout out to Randy.
Ooh, ooh, Randy.
I have a new gold. Shout
Tell
out
us
to
about
Nicole. Nicole, I tried to get her to join for, I don't know, probably 3 months, and she kept blowing me off, and finally she joined, and now she's gold, and it hasn't even been that long.
I don't know if these leaders are on right now, but Carly and Danielle, and I believe, well, no, Alexa's, she was already one, but Carly and Danielle both went gold this month. Huge, huge.
I think Callie Beal is on here, but sometimes she doesn't have service. And I know Andy is on here, and you are a brand new gold, right, Andy?
Yes, I'm so excited.
Y'all,
So
it's fast start gold.
Yeah, there you are. Fast start gold.
And I have Mariah is the girl on my team. I can't see, there's so many of you guys on here. It's so exciting. It's hard to see who's on. But she fast started gold too last month, which is amazing. So she is on Brooke's team.
I'm digging those baby noises, JoJo. Anybody else want to announce a new gold before we get going? Or maybe you re-ranked gold for the first time in a long time. We want to see that too. No? Okay. Really quick. First off, Joanna, congratulations. If you're on her team, you are now a diamond team. I'm so happy, like so happy. And we have 2 new emeralds, Katie Burns and Callie Beal. Y'all, I loved last month. If you were part of Rank Up Chat or you were in a group and you got to feel that, the thing that I took away so much of last month was that your business can change at any time as long as you decide to change it. I mean, it was amazing. It was total mindset stuff. But I know I've been in those seasons where maybe, okay, I'm cheering everybody on, but maybe my personal business is not exactly where I want it. And so if you're in that season, oh my gosh, well, my Great Dane is chewing up a massive, massive thing. Hold on just 1 second. sorry. If you're in a season where maybe it's not perfect, maybe not last month you were cheering on your sidelines and your downlines, but maybe your team wasn't exactly where you wanted. I want you to do something for me. Okay, y'all ready? I want you to go to your virtual office, your points and rank, and I want you to go back to March of 2019 and March of 2020. And I want you to go look and feel full of gratitude for where your business is today versus 1 and 2 years ago. Okay, so I want y'all to go do that, because the enemy of our joy is comparison, and the thing that gets us out of that is gratitude. Okay, so there's a little exercise for y'all if that is where your head is at. And Emily, will you get us started?
Yes. Hi. Okay, let's party. All right, so you all are leaders. You all are gold ambassadors or beyond, and that is a huge, huge deal within this company. This is something you ought to be very proud of for your work, for your effort. Maybe you got here all by yourself. Maybe you got here with a killer team, but the fact of the matter is that you are here. And as a leader, you are going to have really big highs and you're going to have some really hard lows. And so it's really important to know that just because you've gotten here to gold or to emerald or to diamond, it doesn't mean that it's going to be problem-free. And one of the biggest things that we see across the board, whether it is with network marketing, my husband works for a nonprofit ministry, and it is the exact same for him. Retention. My husband, like I said, they have a really hard time retaining donors. They have to have donors, and they have a hard time retaining donors. Us as network marketing leaders, we are going to have people that quit. That is not a reflection of you. That is not a foreshadowing. Is that the right word I'm looking for? Like a future, a present, a whatever I'm looking for. Like that's not saying that your team is never going to grow because you have people quitting. The fact of the matter is people are going to quit. The fact of the matter is that you guys are going to have, just like us, these people that you believed in and they tried the products for a month and they didn't see the immediate results that they didn't say they were expecting, but in the back of their mind, they were expecting, and they just didn't want to put forth that money. You're going to look back, some of you might look back into your back office and you might count up all of the people who show up in your back office. And you might, for a split second, think, if all of these people were ordering, I would be here by now. Stop that. That's not healthy. And that's not truth. That's not going to grow your business. You are a business owner. So retention is something that you are going to deal with. Your team is going to deal with. So rather than let that derail your business, rather than let that attack your mind and make you feel like you are a bad leader, these people are mad at you, these people are quitting, know that that's part of it, and let's fix it. So this morning I was on my big walk and I was listening to Trent Shelton. Raise your hand if you know who Trent Shelton is. He's an Arkansas boy that lives in Texas. He had played for Baylor, and then I think he went on to play something within the NFL. I am so athletic. That is right, Jordan. I am. I used to play softball, okay? But anyways, he is an incredible speaker. Like you'll just cry when you hear him, but he brings such truth. So I was listening to him today, and if you guys don't mind, I'm going to share a 3-minute clip of his podcast. He loves the Lord, which I really, really love, but he was talking today about how many times have we looked at people and have said, okay, if Joanna Miller can be a diamond, I can be a diamond. If Carrie Compton can be a ruby, I can do this. I can be a ruby, right? Like we can say, why not me? Why not me? But he challenges us in this podcast and he says, but I want you to ask yourself, why me? Why should I be a diamond? Why should I be a ruby? What have I put into my business to be able to move forward and to get to that position, whatever that may be? And he was talking about how there will be people that come to him and will say, like, I want to be this, big speaker or whatever. And he'll ask them, like, okay, well, what have you been doing towards this? Like, how have you been growing to get to this goal? And they'll say things like, I've been working a little bit. Well, he says, like, you have to earn that spot. So why do you deserve to be here? So as a leader and dealing through this retention stuff, I want you to keep that in your mind. You show up for your business. You know that this is going to be something you're going to have to do. And then at the end of the day, when you get to that level where you want to be, you are going to be proud because you're going to say, I did this. Why me? Because I worked really, really hard. So if you guys don't mind, I'm going to share this with you all. I don't know if you guys can see, but if you guys need to look, I don't know what's going on there, but this is his little picture. If you guys are looking for podcasts, straight up is his thing. I don't know where my microphone is. Can you guys hear this?
I don't want you to be a person that walks around with their hands out, begging people, complaining. I don't want you to be that person. I want you to be that person that doesn't beg, but earns it. I want you to be that person that doesn't complain about what you're not getting, but you earn it. I want you to be that person that shows up for their life and gets the most out of them. This is a major separator because 95% of the world are people that don't know why them, but expect everything to come to them. They don't know why they should be the one, but they expect to be the one. But when you know, because you earned it. And I know I said that word a lot, but I want you to get it because you earned it by the books that you read, by the conferences that you attended, by the podcasts that you listened to, by the things that you tried, by the trial and error in your life, and you earned it. You're going to walk in a confidence and belief that's going to change any environment you walk into. Because there's a certain type of belief, the energy that comes with belief, that you don't even have to say a word, but people know you walk it even if you don't talk it. People know that you live it, even without you saying a word, because you've put in that work. So why you? If you got a clear understanding of why you, hit me up. Let me know how this podcast touched your soul, because this is just me pressing record. I didn't plan this. I was just running out there. Like, I asked myself that question, and I realized it's something that I know about myself. I know why me. I can count on myself. Can you count on yourself? I can trust myself. Can you trust yourself? Because we want people to count on us. We want people to trust us, but we can't even give that to ourselves first. And it all starts with you. It all starts with you showing up for your dreams and for your life. Forget making other people believe in your dreams if you don't believe it. I think we're so quick to go to the external world, the outside world, and go try to get approval from everybody else when we haven't even got the approval from ourselves. I was in the clubhouse room the other day, and I'll share this as we wrap this up. I was in the clubhouse room, and they were talking about how to grow your social media, how to do it, and how to grow your social media quickly. And so that allured me because they said quickly. I was like, yeah, you can grow quickly, but if you really want to grow something that's solid, quickly isn't a word that you describe that with. And I went into this room and humbly saying, like, hey, I'm saying this because I want you guys to understand where I'm coming from. But I built a social media following of 15 million plus people throughout my social networks. So I know what I'm talking about. And I want to tell y'all a tip, a trick, a hack, a strategy that everybody wants to know. It's the how. And I told them this, and I can hear a pin drop because I know it wasn't what they wanted to hear. They wanted some strategy to make it easy. They wanted some hack that would shortcut. But I told them, I said, the number one thing that you can do is live it. Is dedicate yourself to your mission. Is to show up for your mission, is to be consistent with your mission. Because when you do that, you become contagious. People ask, how do you grow your social media? You become contagious, meaning that people want what you have. And I'm not talking about that fake it till you make it contagiousness. I'm not talking about that phony stuff that fills your life. I'm talking about that real. Like me recording a podcast in my garage, you heard my car alarm that went off and probably the wind blowing and everything else. Me just press and play. I'm not worried about being professional. I'm worried about being purposeful. Be contagious. And you be contagious by believing in yourself, by living, breathing, being it, by understanding it all starts with you, and by knowing this, by knowing the answer to why you. Text me, 242.
So good. Why me? You show up. That's the hack. I loved what he said about so many people are looking for it to be easy, but it's not going to be. So that's where we want to transition this call into the retention. Retention is hard. Genevieve Scory, who's at corporate, who everybody knows and loves, she always says, retention, retention, retention is relationship, relationship, relationship. So keep that in your mind. People are going to stay with you. The majority of them will by the relationships that are built. And so all three of us are going to talk through some tangible things that we have seen happen, that we've done within our team, things that we've seen our team do that has created some really great relationships and really great retention. And at the end of the call tonight, if we have a few minutes, we would love to open it up to you guys, for you guys to share with this group things that you have seen help you with your retention. So I'm going to start it off with just simple things, right? You show up, you work hard, you are consistent with your showing up, you're loving your people, you're putting yourself into their shoes, you see them, you have some empathy. It's not just always balls to the wall. This is me and my business. You have a heart for others. You're training yourself. You have trial and error where you try things, and if they don't work, don't give up. Try something different. Some of the tangible things that I personally like to do, and I'll be honest, this is something that I'm not great at. I love people deeply, but customer care has taken the back seat in my business a lot because I get into management mode. And I'll tell you, that has become a very big focus for me, is to get back into customer care, because I would rather have a few strong people who love the products and who are passionate about the products and passionate about sharing than have 200 people who are maybe trying it every now and then, right? And so I have gotten to the point where I am calling my people, because as you guys know from the call last month, we talked about the importance of calling people to sign them up, calling and talking over the phone. And so you've already had that conversation with these people. You've already talked initially about the perk points. You've already talked to them about sharing. You've already talked to them about detox. And so you've opened up that conversation piece. And so Joanna is going to talk in a minute about the 4 points of contact in your first month. And so what I've started doing is I am calling those people, or I'm sending them Marco Polos. I think the face-to-face is really important, or the phone-to-phone. I think that just really creates that relationship and that trust, and that makes my people feel cared for. That makes my people know that I want the best for them. Another thing that I have started doing too, and I got this from Emily Gibson, and I don't do this with every single person, but I've got a girl that I have wanted to be on my team for a very long time. She joined back in February or March. Sounds like a giant is walking up my stairs. I'm so sorry. She joined my team in February or March, and she got a lot of the Joyome products. And so when she called me the other day to talk through her perk points, I walked her through how to get those signed or set up. I said, you know what? I'm going to send you a really fun little gift, because this is going to help hold you out with your Joyome for the next few days while you wait for your next order to come. And so I went on to Amazon just as a simple thank you gift. I sent her a $5 cosmetic spatula. And so I think I'm going to start doing that more, because really you can find really inexpensive things, $5 water bottles, $5 face spatula, a bath bomb, a card, or something to where you can just send to your person and say, hey, thank you so much for ordering from me. I'm so excited for you to do this. I just think that that is just another little drip that you can have to build that relationship. Talking through with cards, Joanna's going to talk about that, but I created this little thing. We did family pictures last year. And so I just went to Canva and I got my family picture on there. And then I just have on here, it says, thankful for you, love the Burgess family. I got it printed on hard paper, put my return address here, and then I'm sending handwritten just from me, or I might have my assistant write them for me. handwritten cards just saying, hey, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to have you here. Just another little piece of letting people know that we appreciate them, because that is continuing to build the relationship. One last thing I'm going to share here too. I was talking with Tamara Holloway, who I think all of us, well, I guess Joanna's team is not under, she's not under Tamara, but Jordan and my team, we're under Tamara. I was talking with her about her retention, and she said that she's kind of gotten to the point where she really wants to really make retention a big focus for her. And so sometimes she will tell people, you know, let's say somebody signs up today, April 1st, and then she tells them, okay, I'm going to get back in touch with you at the end of April when your next order is about to process, and I've got a fun little gift for you. When she gets in touch with them at the end of April, she's going to say, hey, you know what? I'm so thankful that you were doing this. I just want to gift you with a little something. I'm going to give you a $10 rebate for your next order to go towards your next order. Now, I want to stop there, because I know when I was a silver or a gold or senior gold ambassador, I was like, oh, that's a lot of money. But if you think of it this way, you are earning pay points every time these people earn or order 100 PV. So even if they order 100 PV and you give them a $10 rebate, you're still making $3 or $4, right? But that might be somebody that becomes a forever customer. That might be somebody who is about to turn off her subscription because that first month she wasn't seeing great results, but now because you've given her a $10 rebate, showed her that you care about her, you believe in her, you believe in these products, she's going to try it again for another month, and you have no idea what that could do for your friend and for your business. So those are a few tips from the Burgess team. Take it away, Joanna.
Hey guys. Okay, yes, I love all of that on retention, because I'd much rather have the quality over the quantity. People who are going to stick around and be Plexus lifers than someone who just tries it for a month and quits. So I always think of that quality over quantity, quality over quantity. I'd rather sign 3 in a month and have them stick around next month than sign 10 and then have like just 1 order the next month. Because if I signed so many, I couldn't even keep track of them and do really good customer care, then what's the point? So that's what I do or think of. Okay, so with customer care, 4 points of contact, I think is really, really important in their first month. And like Emily was saying with the handwritten note, I love to send out a handwritten note to all of my new ambassadors who sign up. And I actually have my sister do this for me, because my handwriting is worse than my 8-year-old's. It's really bad. And I hate it. And I think it's ugly for people to get cards from me with my handwriting. And so I have my sister, who has beautiful handwriting, do it for me, and it saves me time. And I send note cards to her from Amazon, because I find some really pretty ones on there. They go to her house because she lives in Indiana. And then when I need to have a note sent out, I just message her what I want it to say, and she sends it out like from me to my person, and I pay her for that. I pay her like $1.50 or something per card. And so it's so worth it. And so I like to do that for each person, because it really means a lot. I get messages all the time. They're like, oh my goodness, thank you so much for your note. That was so sweet. People just really, really appreciate it. And I think that just helps them to, it's just that relationship building as well. No, I'll be done in a minute. And then, okay, so the 4 points of contact, the first one is Brent's on night shift, so it's just me and 3 kids.
I just can't believe he actually listened, Joanna. Like, that's good.
Well,
You are a good mom.
Like, hoping. So the first point of contact would be when they get their products in, because so you're signing up over the phone and you're saying, okay, let me know as soon as you get your products, and I am going to send you over your tips getting started graphic. If you don't hear from them in 5 days, so put it in your calendar, 5 days, or put an alarm on your phone, or however you want to keep track to remind yourself, 5 days, because usually they're going to have their products within around that time. So in 5 days, if you don't hear from them, I like to just message them and say, or you can even look in their tracking number and track it for them to see. But usually I don't take the time to do that. I just message them and say, hey, did you get your products? And then most of the time, yes, they did. And then, so I send them their starting graphic with their tips. Right around that time, I usually send them the Brooke Hemingway, what to expect with Plexus video. It's 5 minutes long. It's on YouTube. It's just super helpful. So that's the first check-in. And then about a week later, then I'm checking in again and saying something like, hey, How are you loving the taste of your pink drink? I know it's still early to notice many differences or benefits, but wanted to check in and encourage you with drinking lots of water each day. Are you finding a good rhythm with being consistent, taking your Plexus each day? So you're not making it about results, you're just making it about that consistency. And then the third check-in in week 3 is going to sound, and it kind of depends too, because if they've messaged me, I'm not like by the book with this, because if they've messaged me before I have time to message them, or like, hey, I noticed this or some whatever, and we're talking about maybe they noticed some detox, or maybe they had a question, then I'm not necessarily going to be checking in with them again with this verbiage, because we already talked. But if I haven't heard from them, then I'm going to send them, make sure I'm checking in. And it's going to say something like, hey, how are things going so far? Have you been able to find a good routine that works for you and keeps you consistent with the products? I know that can be tricky at first if you aren't used to taking supplements. Are you noticing or having any detox issues we need to work through? Just to check in, because a lot of times people will notice some detox, but they don't tell you, even though you tell them to tell you, they don't. So if you ask them, then it's helpful for you to know, okay, you need to tag them in something, you need to explain again, like, that's awesome, it's exciting, you're having detox, that means your body is getting healthier and making it exciting. And then the last check-in is right before their subscription goes out, which I think is really, really, really important, because it's good customer care to remind someone they know they have a subscription, but just reminding them that it's about to go out. Because sometimes people need to either bump out the date just a few days, depending on their paycheck or whatever. You know, we've all been there. And so that just shows that you care about them. You're not just wanting their money, you want what's best for them. And so I say something like, hey, you're almost a month in. I know the first month can seem to be just getting into a routine and finding your sweet spot with everything, but hopefully you're seeing some small changes and feel like you're getting into a good rhythm with things. Month 2 and 3 are my favorite. Go out, please. Oh, thanks. Got me a cookie. Months 2 and 3 are my favorite because it's where I really started to see changes and really feel great. Is there anything you need help with or questions for me at this point? And also a reminder, your subscription ships out soon to help you with that consistency for best results. Plus you earn perk points for free product. Are you wanting to add or edit it before it goes out? So I don't say like, hey, I don't say like, hey, your subscription's going out, do you want it to, or I don't even like say anything like that. I just act like it's a matter of fact because we told them it's consistency, that 60 to 90 days. So you're just checking in to see if they wanted to add anything, because a lot of times people will see something posted on the stories page that, you know, all of our people are in about active or about something. And so maybe they want to try that. They're going to save on that shipping by adding it to their order instead of it going out. Hang on. Anyway, so if you type in your search bar, customer care in the team page, you have a post on your team page with customer care and it has all the tips, but that's just the basic of it. And when you're consistent with that, I promise you're going to see just huge results. So, all right, I'm going to mute.
I love your family. I hope y'all know, like, hello. I know people joke all the time. They're like, anybody can do this. Y'all legit, anybody can do this. Whenever I started, I had Andy was 8 weeks old. Kennedy was 18 months old. And they were usually like on my hips when I was doing live videos. It was super cute. Okay. I want to talk about something really, really fast because they both mentioned quality over quantity. And then Emily also mentioned how sometimes we look at our virtual office and we see how many people aren't ordering. Yeah, I just want to give you an example. Last month, I had 2,532 people at 0 PV. Do you think when I went Reentry Diamond that I was looking at the people that had 0 PV? I actually never look at that list, ever. I don't care. Not that I don't care, but it's not a priority for me, okay? So when I hear quality over quantity, I'm looking at the people who are ordering, who are trying, okay? That is quality to me. And I can sign 1 million people. I will go do it, but the people I'm going to focus on and spend my time on are the people who want it. So that's when I hear quality over quantity. That's what I think. Really quick, I want to tell you all a quick story, and this has to do with perks, okay? Anybody ever gotten one of those texts and they're like, my sub just went out. I think I need it to stop. Can we turn it off? I don't really know what's going on. And they're kind of freaking out a little bit. Anybody ever got one of those? Or a call? Yeah. Okay. Take a deep breath. Okay. I'm going to tell you how to fix it. And this is I love perks, y'all. If you're not using perks, you need to love perks. So the first, it starts before you even sign them up. And I talked about this a little bit on our last leadership call. When I am signing people up, I share about perks. I take them into their virtual office. I have them log in and I show them where their perks are because they automatically get some as soon as they get their welcome pack. I want them to see it. I want them to know where it is because of this reason. Month 2, we told them they have a subscription, but they freak out. Okay. Well, what I do is I don't message them back, call them. Okay. Don't try and text back and forth. Call them, pick up the phone. Hey, oh my gosh. First thing you do, y'all, they're freaking out. Why? It's unexpected. You have to put yourself in their shoes. They didn't, it's $100. That's their grocery money. Like they just weren't thinking it, right? They're scared. They're assuming that something like Plexus is eating up their entire bank account and all is lost and like they're freaking out. That is what they're thinking. So you have to like take some deep breaths and like help them calm it down. Realize this is not scary. Okay. So what I like to do is I pick up the phone. I say, hey, listen, remember that perks stuff? Remember that perks stuff we talked about? And they're like, yes. I'm like, well, if you turn your sub off, you lose your free product. Tell me what's going on. I ask some good questions. Tell me what's going on. Are you loving your products? Are you getting them in every day? Are you finding it easy what's your dosage? And we start working through it. And then I figure out that they actually aren't. And I help them set an alarm on their phone so that they actually get their pink drink in every day. And then I'm like, okay, listen, I'm on your team. Like if you do not want products anymore, like that is a-okay. But if you're just nervous that these orders are coming out and you can't control them, I want you to know you have full control. Like I want to teach you how to have full control over that. So it's not scary. And usually by then they're like, okay, like this is good. This is not scary. And so then I'm like, would you like to push your next subscription out to next month? And that'll give you some time to work with the products you've got. You won't lose your perks. And then next month, you'll get that free product. Next month, you'll get your perks. And you and I are going to work even closer than we were before. And we're going to get you rolling a little bit better. Okay. Does that make sense? Is that helpful? Because I know we all get those texts. And perks is like the thing that just makes everything better. It really does. Like everything with retention is that. So, okay. I really hope that was helpful with that. My second favorite tool for retention, I don't have these beautiful messages like Joanna. I am not that organized. If you're on my team, you know that. But I love the business. And so Silver has been my favorite retention tool. And it has been from day one. Day one, I'm asking the question, do you want to share as you go? Do you want to make a little extra money? Do you want to get your products paid for? And if they say no, it's fine. But I'm going to tell you all a story. And it's actually Callie Beal, which is really funny because she's on here and now she's Emerald. But when she started, she did not want the business. Okay. When she started, I was like, oh my gosh, y'all know that feeling, right? You're like, oh, this girl's going to be my first jewel. I have to get her going. Well, if she quits, I was lost. Like that's how I felt. And so I knew, and I was like, I've got to give this, I just got to get this girl loving her products. I remember doing lunges in my driveway for like an hour one day on the phone, like working out while I'm on the phone, doing a check-in. It's like, I'm giving this girl all my time. Like she's going to be diamond one day. I just knew it. Right. So, knowing that, y'all, she didn't want to go silver, but the moment we were on the phone and she said, hey, my sister, Callie, I don't know if it was your sister or your sister-in-law, something had like gut issues or anxiety or something. I was like, hey, why don't you give them a stick of Slim? Or why don't you let them try a product? And so y'all, that right there, Silver is your best retention system. And you cannot fill in those gaps and help other people unless you were on the phone. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it without a phone call. Okay. And so Silver has been my best retention tool. If I can get them Silver, they will stay 80% longer than if they are not Silver. That is an actual stat from corporate. Okay. So learning to love Silver, asking if they want to share, helping them send those 3 samples that they get as soon as they sign up. Each one, reach one, grab one person, their husband. You guys, if you can get them making a paycheck, they will be here a heck of a lot longer. And so those are my retention tools, silvers and perks.
So, I don't know, I was consoling a very sad child, so I may not have heard this, but doing all of those tips, but especially like those ones that you really believe in that could be just amazing, go the extra mile for them. Like, I think we need to go the extra mile for everybody, but for real, like, let's just be honest, like, go the extra mile, go stand in a driveway for an hour doing lunges, talking to that person that you just know would be amazing, and be patient, read the room, hear what they're saying, but really go that extra mile with them, because everything you do is duplicating down, because everything you do for them will one day be what they do for the people that join them. What about you guys? We would love to hear some of the things that you guys have found to help you with retention. And hear us, none of us are professionals at this. None of us are amazing at this or perfect at this, so do not doubt yourself with you sharing. What are some things that you have found that have helped you with retaining your people?
I'll go. I think one thing for me is not necessarily talking to them about Plexus all the time, but talking to them on more of a personal level, to know that that you care about them more than just for their orders.
I would say one thing that I've been doing the last like 6 to 9 months is sending, it's probably been a year now, sending little goodie bags when I first join, or when they first join. And I know that you talked about sending a card, but one thing that I specifically do is I send them a sample of a product that did not come in their welcome pack. And so like if they get the triplex, I may send them a stick of active, or if they didn't get the lean, maybe I'll send them a sample of the lean, or the different slim. So sometimes, yeah, the kids drink Jordan, or like if they get the hunger control, I'll send them the microbiome just to have a different taste, so that and that way when they come to me and they say, oh, I don't need any BioCleanse, I'm like, oh, well, how about active? Didn't you really like that? Or something like that, that we can change that.
Yeah, and Kara, I know some of y'all do this too. You get the sample boxes and then you use the codes, and then you have these like open sample boxes. I love to like rip those out and put them in little cards too, like the collagen and stuff.
I recently I got the business cards from the MyPrint, and then I got vinyl like inspirational stickers off of Amazon. You can get 50 for like $6.99, and I just stick one of those in there because it's something about like she went for it, or stick to your goals, or keep a vision, something that like every time they see it, it's like, oh, that was Tabitha. And I do right now with my team, I have been sending it to all of my levels, but I'm creeping up on Emerald, and so that is a lot, but it's something that I just feel like has gone a long way in the last 3 months, and then also getting on the phone, like you guys said, that's another thing. So not necessarily sending them something Plexus, like Plexus is my business card, but then just something that's different, like a little pair of earrings. Like you can get 20 earrings for $10 or something. I mean, they waste quickly, but that's what Jen Leith had done for me when I went gold. And so that really stuck out to me. But then those little vinyl stickers, it's $5 for 50, and so quick. And it's just a stamp, so.
I love that, because you just mentioned Jen Leith sent you something for going gold, and you're probably like her level, what, like 8? I mean, that's
Level
awesome.
5, right?
And that's and that's
I'm like,
something for
I'm like
us
12
all.
or 13, yeah.
That's amazing. That's something for us all to think about. And I was going to share too, because Marissa just said in here in the chat that she will be sending, or she likes to send little gifts like water bottles and things to anyone who shares with a friend. And that made me think about Megan Milikovic. And I was talking with Kinsey. I don't know if Kinsey's on here, but I was talking with Kinsey today. about how Megan will send, she'll just go to Amazon, like you just mentioned, Tabitha, and you can go get those like leather, like feather looking earrings in bulk for like $10, and you can get like 20 of them. And then she'll just send them for everybody that adds somebody for their very first time. So let's say Lacey added her very first person this month. I'm going to send her just a little card just congratulating her and a little pair of earrings that are super inexpensive, but it's just that small little touch. She also goes to Walmart, I think, and gets those water bottles that are 99 cents. There's nothing special about it, but she'll go and get nice little clear water bottles. And I think she sends those out to the people who add 3 or more. And she does that every single month. And she's the girl that double ranked Sapphire Diamond last summer. So just small little things like that, showing your people that you see them and you care about them. And it's not just about them buying products from you. Okay, keep going. These are all such great ideas, you guys.
We did something fun. We did something fun this month, and we did it on the 15th, and I'm actually going to do it again today, but just like kind of like a sub club on our team page. So anyone who, we did one, you know, before the 15th. So anyone who sub ran before the 15th, we did a drawing, and like they didn't even necessarily know that they were getting put in. Like I ran the report and I threw all their names in, and like random person won, right? And then I'm going to do it again today for anyone who had a subscription like that went through this month, like just a random cash. I'm going to do Amazon or cash, or I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. I'll do it on the fly. But I just thought, I think it's really fun because then people that like don't even necessarily like, it's not just the business builders or whatever, right? It's just everybody who put in, who had their sub going. It's just like, thanks for doing what you're already doing. Like, this is how much we appreciate you.
I love the high level of awareness in this group because let me just tell you guys, hobby owners are not doing these things. Business owners are doing these things. I don't do all of these things, but I do a few of them. And so I just hope y'all know that, like, this, y'all are special. Like, hobby owners are not putting this effort forward.
I hope that this has been really inspirational for you guys. The whole point of these calls is to celebrate you, honor you, make you know and feel that you are doing amazing here, and you are capable, and you can do this. If you can go gold, you can go diamond. But just like Trent Shelton said, you've got to just show up. You've got to build that passion, because that becomes contagious. People see that joy becomes contagious. And so I just am so proud of every single one of you. I hope that this gives you value. I hope you walk away from these calls with new things that you can start implementing into your team. I also hope that this is giving you another sense of community. We love you guys. We are so proud of you, and we will see you the first Thursday of next month. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, you all.